Hi, I'm back. I'm in part 3. Please go check out part 1 and 2 to gain context that we might move from this point forward. Okay, I noticed on my back historically when I started my YouTube channel, which was in 2014, and I started my YouTube channel because I was persecuted and I needed any kind of like podium or platform to lament, you know, and my WordPress account was not sufficiently reaching, I imagined, so I started a YouTube channel. I never intended to monetize even back then. I still had some money, I still had a job, but I was en route to getting fired from it for no reason at all. Listen guys, I've been very, very heavily persecuted. I don't look that way, and I think that's why many people just kind of undermine what it is that I'm going through. I'm very strong, and I'm also very satirical. I'm jocose, so for those reasons people are tempted to just kind of underestimate that I'm going through a lot. I have been coping because of my jocose personality, but it's gotten to a point where now, guys, you know, like this is dire. The conditions, the streets are dire. I'm very bubbly naturally, but think about Jim Carrey, for instance. Some of the most depressed celebrities that have come out, Owen Wilson, some of the most depressed celebrities that have come out with having mental illness issues of this nature in the entertainment industry are the ones that make you laugh. They're very jocose. They've got a very light-hearted personality, and you would imagine they don't have a single bad day, but they can enter into a very deep depression, and one day you find out that this person is dead. Think what happened with Robin Williams, the dude Wablaba, Mrs. Doubtfire, How What Dreams May Come, light-hearted movies, committed suicide. So I'm trying to help you understand that it is some of the most satirical, incredibly comedically artistic people that can enter into a very deep depression, precisely because they are so creative. And the more creative you are, the more imaginative you are, the grander the landscape of your thoughts. And so therefore, when you are put in a bad position, the more deeply you think about it, and so therefore the grander the propensity or the potential for you to actually like end up committing suicide, because you think very deeply and very richly. You have a very kaleidoscopic mind when you are kind of comedic, but that kaleidoscope can be turned into something of an ominous whirlwind inside your mind if at all you don't find if you're not in a healthy ecosystem. And that is what under heaven is going on with me. So look at me and see Robin Williams. Please look at me and see Owen Wilson that attempted suicide once upon a time. Look at me and see who's this guy, liar, Jim Carrey. Like all of these comedians in the entertainment industry, they can tell you that they make jokes, and however, when it gets bad for them, it gets bad in a way that it just doesn't for, you know, more sort of kind of like regulated in terms of their general spunk and fervor and personality people in this world. Therefore, based on my personality, I am a lot more in danger, however, a lot less likely to get taken seriously when I'm in trouble, precisely because I'm jocose, precisely because I am animated, precisely because I am satirical, I am parodic and all that jazz, right? Very well. I started this channel of mine in 2014 with no intention under heaven to monetize it at all. Therefore, whatever content I dumped on YouTube, I didn't care less. I didn't even know where to look for analytics until recently when I got serious about monetizing my YouTube channel because of the conditions I am in, right? So whether or not people looked at my content was irrelevant. I didn't care. I didn't even know how many views I got in the beginning stages of my my channel. My channel from the very get-go, however, did not do very well. I was just dumping random, dull, boring videos of a struggling woman with no context. I didn't have YouTube etiquette, so it made sense that I didn't grow. But I didn't care because I just wanted to get the message out there. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to create awareness. I wanted to protect myself, ensconce myself with the eyes of people, that those who are persecuting me would be afraid because all of a sudden I'm going viral on YouTube. I literally wanted to use YouTube as a platform to protect myself since my ecosystem had gone awry on me. My environment was no longer protective of me. I got persecuted, thrown into Matthew 10 type vibes where my own family members are my own enemies. I no longer had any such human protection, and for those reasons I found myself getting harassed, lambasted, abused by entire strangers, colleagues, like people that don't know me on a biological level. My family members abandoned me, and the whole world just ran with their flesh where I'm concerned. So if a woman was jealous, she ran with the fact that my family are treating me like trash. If a man was covetous of romance from me, even though I had turned him down, he ran with it. That's the narrative that they ran with. Again, Abantu, she doesn't have family, and so therefore we can just do whatever we want. I've therefore been so abused by complete strangers that I am in no position, like at all, to trust anybody. And this is because I've been put in some kind of a conservatorship by my own family members. How it is that they came to estrange me is because I found out they were involved in some very secretive, dark odds. There are some hard knock skeletons in the closets of my family members that they were interested should go to the grave with them, right? And for me finding them out, because God gave me a spiritual gift, they then have decided that we will go to the grave then with Karabo. And what she says, we will write her off as a crazy woman and nobody will ever know. They literally are infighting. My family members might in each other's faces say hello Budwam, hello uncle, hello malome, hello whatever, right? Hello auntie. They might indeed speak well with each other and accommodate each other's presence and company at brides and parties and family gatherings, but in the spirit they are abusive of one another. They keep on throwing hand grenades at each other's households. My uncles and aunts, my cousins, nieces, nephews, they bewitch the living daylights out of each other. And if you are from Africa and you're black, you would know that this is a common occurrence in the black ecosystem. There is a lot of witchcraft where family members bewitch each other. They throw hand grenades at each other, and then they go and they attend Christmas lunch and act like nothing is going on. So for those reasons, then the Lord God Almighty, because when I came to him, I sought to conquer generational demons, curses that were lingering in my family. Now, in order for me to overcome whatever under heaven follows like a tail behind my family, I could not be an individualist, otherwise I would lose them all. I had to try at least to bring all of them into this ecosystem, that I might not be the only lone ranger walking around because I'm the only one consecrated to Jesus. I of course wanted all of them to come with me. I did not want a lonely future where my biological family are not with me. So the Lord then saw it fit to enable me to embark on this journey to get them healed. In order for them to get healed, things had to come out. Grime had to be uprooted. Things needed to be, like trees needed to be shaken and every rock looked under. And I started getting dreams telling me of the origins of where their darkness comes from. And it did not only give me understanding of as in ancestors or people that passed away long ago. No, I'm not using the word ancestor in that spiritual African demonic context. I'm using it in the context of dead people who died that are in your family, are just in terms of basic linguistics, like the connotation, the dictionary definition of your dead relatives is ancestors. It is not for the life of us anything that is satanic. However, South Africans have made it satanic in that they worship these guys. So when I use the word ancestor, I understand that I'm using it in the context of its dictionary meaning and not so much its spiritual undertones as it is brought forward by African spirituality. Okay, now my ancestors that go long way back, I got understanding as to their darkness, their involvement therein, the origins, where they came from, started out holy in the Lord, and then they just kind of went awry, pear-shaped, all the way down to this modern generation. Now, it would be okay for my family members if I had only found out what umakulu, like long ago, like dead relatives did. If I told them that this is what it is, that is the origin, that is the root cause of the issues in the family, they would be content with it. But I was not only shown the grime and the dirt of dead ancestors, basically, I was shown the living grime and dirt, and it went all the way down into the youth, like as in the generation that was on the come up yet to have children. So basically my cousins and what have you. I'm 38 now. I was at that stage when I got born again 26, so many of us had yet in that generation to have babies. So we were about to have babies. We were now a generation that was about to become moms and dads. So we were basically the youngest generation roaming around in the family. I got shown darkness that they were engaged in from that generation. And the Lord to this day is still showing me that the generation that has now come from our bellies, so the kids that are now ours, we are the millennials, the Gen Z babies, and the babies that come after Gen Z, whatever that is, that the Lord keeps on showing me within the Gen Z population of my family that they're starting to also dabble with sorcery. So it's like literally a curse that is following the whole family. The Lord not only told me that they're also involved, but he gave me exact faces, names, and whatnot, like this cousin, this brother, this sister, this, you know what I mean. And I shared it. I was candid, much like what Joseph did in sharing the prophecy that God gave him to his brothers and a dad, and they just flat out rejected him, the brothers of which went out of their way to then throw him into slavery. Well, I've been thrown into a conservatorship by my relatives for those reasons. Let's move on to the next part.